The next feature that I would like to show for vDOC is the computer. So the computer has had extensive design to be a very intricate part of the simulation experience. I think as a practicing physician and having students and residents and having gone through the medical education system, I think we wait far too long to allow students and residents to really feel like they're making medical decisions. And so one thing that was paramount in making this program was to allow a user, a student, any type of student to assess a patient and provide an order that would be impactful in a clinical situation. Because we all know as learners, as soon as you're the one making the decision, those knowledge pieces, that experience really gets solidified in your brain. And that's what we're trying to recreate here. So I picked a pyelonephritis case to demonstrate the computer and the EMR. So we'll go ahead and start that now. So we'll go in, we see our patient. Go here to the computer. So something to know about the computer, just as always, the computer widget comes from the top. We can hit C and it opens the computer. You can pause the simulation from here as the vitals and the patient and everything will pause, but you can still use the computer. Wanted to give people the ability to kind of pause and think, because we know that in real life, there's many times where we need to pause and we need to think. And so we can go ahead and unpause here. Another way to open the computer, if we log off to the computer, if we hit M for the menu and we get our pause menu here, you can open the computer from here. And then you can unpause from here. So we'll go ahead and unpause it. So this is the initial dashboard. Give you the patient information. Vitals right here. So there's two ways you can get vitals. Here's kind of an autopilot. It's at a certain frequency, obviously a lot faster than real life, but we're trying to make the simulations more reasonable in regards to length. And so we can say get vitals every 30 seconds, or you can obtain vitals now. So you can get vitals here, and there will be a scroll box to help you go back in time. And then you can trend the vitals. The graph isn't going to look amazing because we have mostly a snapshot, but say you want to trend the temperature, you trend it here and it tells you 101.3. And so as the simulations go on, the graph will be a little bit more helpful. There's eyes and nose here that will update every time you change the next day. Up here is where you are guided and where what pages you can access. So let's go to labs. So here you have the drop down of all the labs that you can order. You can scroll down, lactate, order here, 3.6. So you can order all these labs. Something that I want to show is if you order multiple labs, similar labs, and they have a clickable box. Eventually everything will have a clickable box, but you can trend. So as you go right here, it says select a lab, a trend, and then trendable labs will be selectable. You click here and it will trend them for you, because we know that seeing trends is super important. At some point there will likely be a graph here too as well. We can go to medications, and so here are the available medications. A piece that I wanted to include was some education about what you're ordering, so that you could stay within vDOC and learn some other pieces about the medications. So let's pick lisinopril. So we pick lisinopril. There's some information for you, things that you could spend time looking through to read. Especially major considerations, angioedema risk for lisinopril, just some helpful aspects regarding the medication. So we can order it. You can notice this is gone, but if you go over here and click it, it comes back. So if you order multiple medications, metoprolol, you can click over and get the information back, so it's not lost. The imaging system is extremely robust. You can order a CT scan, wants to know the area of the body. You can pick the area of the body. Would you like contrast with and without? Let's go abdomen and pelvis. Do you want without, with IV, with oral, with IV, or with IV and oral? Let's go chest with order here. So these are the orders. Click
I'm
on it.
feeling quite clear-headed today,
You can hear
and I was wondering if you could explain a bit more about the plan for my treatment moving forward.
you,
Specifically, what steps are we taking to address the severe flank pain and the symptoms I've been experiencing? Are there any changes to my medications that I should be aware of?
that's the patient in the background. We have our backs turned to them, and it sounds like she wants to know what we're gonna do. So, but we're gonna continue explaining this. So, here's the result of the CT of the chest with the impression. Something that I'm very proud about is the EKG system. So the way this works with this EKG system is the EKG is not a photo. It is created procedurally at runtime. So what does that mean? That means that whatever the patient's heart rate and rhythm should be, it will follow suit. So if we look to measure this, it will come out to what the patient's heart rate is. And so as we add more cases, especially more cardiac cases, there will be changes and improvements to this to give us ST changes, give us different rhythms. But if you have a patient and their heart rate's 160, it will reflect 160 on here. If it's 42, it will reflect 42 on here. And so this is, again, not a photo. This is created, and so if the heart rate changes and you get a new EKG, it will not be the same, and so it will never be the same twice. It could be similar because the heart rates and the rhythms and the ST changes are similar, but no EKG will be exactly the same, and so we're really proud of that. We go to other orders here. This will be becoming more robust. We have physical therapy. So if you order something from here, it comes in the form of documentation, speech therapy, or there's an SIDH case. And so there's fluid restriction, but there will be eventually all consults. There's a GI bleed, so we need a GI consult. If you order a GI consult inappropriately, it just says the GI consult is they don't see any indication. But speech therapy, regular diet, physical therapy. This is very important for patients in the hospital, but especially the stroke patients. There's a stroke case, and depending on what you do, the physical therapy notes do change. And so this is where the documentation lies. And so very proud of this. Extremely robust, giving users the ability to put in orders, see what happens with their patient, and see how those labs and see how those imagings change. And so the other thing you can do, you can discharge the patient from here, you can pause, you can end the day, which goes to the next day, and fast forwards to provide an opportunity to see the clinical change, and then obviously you can log off. And so we're going to go ahead and leave this video here, but this is an extremely robust feature we're very excited about.